Thanks for being here again for Ask Rip. We know how important this is to your day, and we're happy to help you out by giving you all kinds of useful information gleaned from the questions we receive from you to us on the internet when we ask for them. And so for those of you who are new, the way this works is you watch our Facebook, you watch our Instagram, and we'll say, Ask Rip! And you send in your questions for the Ask Rip, and you're about to see how this works. And then what we do is we print those out, put them in a stack. I don't read them. I just get here at the table. Nick turns on the camera, the little recording device here, the lights, and we just start talking, and whatever happens, happens. Okay? When you see the call for Ask Rip questions, you're going to have maybe, 30, 45 seconds to turn those in? Because we may get several million questions in a very, very short period of time, and we're just going to deal with a few of them. Okay? It's a very, very popular show. One of the top-rated podcasts on the web. And, if you don't get in, at first, then you're not going to get to participate. So, now, let's start. Arnie Asada. Ha! That's cute. Arnie Asada. Like carne asada, get it? Your house is on fire, and you go in and say one thing. What do you grab? Well, I got to leave one of the dogs? I got 2 dogs. That's not a fair question, Arnie. House is on fire. Do the dogs get out by themselves? I got 2 dogs. You see the problem I'm in here? What about Steph? I leave her. I save Bjorny, leave Steph and Kara. I save Steph, I leave the 2 dogs. This is a stupid, no, this is one of those desert island questions. We're not going to. All right, Live, Laugh, Hike from Instagram asks, what would you recommend for someone who loves squatting, but since developing cracking, creaky knee noises as a new fear for them? Live, Laugh, Hike, conquer your fear. Conquer your fear. Noisy knees have no relationship whatsoever to danger. Some people's knees are noisy. Some people's knees are not noisy. There seems to be no relationship between noise and pain. Now, if you're looking for an excuse not to squat because your knees are noisy, well, don't squat. Just don't squat. You don't have to squat. I'm just making you squat, but, noisy knees have no bearing on whether you squat or not. Sorry, but that's just the case. All right, Seany Brook. Or would this be C. New York Brook? Or is this Shawnee Brook? Is asking from Instagram, what is your favorite thing to lean on when you go to sleep? You didn't read these either, did you? You just printed them out. Of all of the millions of questions that come in, you didn't edit any of them at all? Nick! All right, now here's from Facebook. Nelson Britton asks, have you ever had any autistic trainees do the program? I realize by just merely using the word autistic, I am using a very broad category. But I am personally interested in how it went if you have. My son is an autistic 14-year-old, and I am curious to see if the program will alter other neural pathways, etc. I have never trained a kid who had been diagnosed as autistic. No. Now, I've had adults in here who were so severely Asperger's that they might as well have been autistic, but they operated just fine. But I think your question is headed in the direction, is weight training a therapy mode for younger kids with autism? And I don't know that. But it would certainly not be something I would be afraid of trying. Okay, Andrew Lewis, our friend Andrew Lewis, is asking from Facebook. This is probably not going to be appropriate, but all right. Have you seen any fitness non-diet trends move from the publicly accepted category to the publicly rejected category, and then again back to publicly accepted? If so, which ones, and what were your general thoughts of the situation? Andrew, I think what you meant were what were your general thoughts on the situation, not of the situation. All right, this is rather complicated. Let's see if we can parse this out. Non-diet fitness trends. Fitness trends, publicly accepted, publicly rejected, publicly accepted. Maybe barbell training. You know, because back in the 40s, barbell training was kind of what you did in a gym. And then the public rejected it when Nautilus came along, and now the public has accepted it again through our efforts, the efforts of CrossFit. I think barbell training probably fits that category quite well, but be more careful with your prepositions, okay? Next time you type. All right, Heath Pierce from Facebook says, "Hey Rip, it's 2018. That's kind of a problem already, isn't it? And I'm just now discovering the starting strength method. What's funny is I played baseball at VRJC, and this is Vernon Regional Junior College here in the local area, 2001, 2002, and made many trips to Wichita Falls. Still, just now discovering your method that is brutally simplistic and why I'm drawn to it. Currently, I'm 200 to 205 at 5'6". I'm 37 years old and do not know my 1RM for any lift. This is kind of a long one. Nick, did you not see how long this is? You just shotgun approach. Okay. All right. Well, pick back up where I stopped. All right. He doesn't know his 1RM for any lift. Well, it's all right. Neither do I. I majored in kinesiology at SFA, and I don't know what that is. San Francisco Academy? Santa Fe?
Sounds good.
Academics? Santa Fe Arts? I don't know, SFA. And as you know, learned basic concepts of this stuff, but always, as you say, thought they were operating over my head. Let me read that sentence again because I'm not entirely clear on this. I majored in kinesiology at some unknown school, and as you know, learned basic concepts of this stuff, but always, as you say, thought they were operating over my head. I have the book on Kindle, and currently through week 1, I squatted 320, 5 sets of 5, pressed 135, 5 sets of 5, deadlifted 405 for 1 set of 5, and benched 225, 5 sets of 5. Also, I am T1D, type 1 diabetic. So my question is, should I gain muscle or lose weight? I'd really rather strength train than lose weight. As I grow older, I'm gaining more pounds, but I know I could turn it into muscle. My favorite lift is the deadlift, and I believe I could get to 700 to 800 pounds at 200. Now, that's a confident young man. He's 37. He's a young man. He's a young man. He doesn't know how to read, though. He writes badly, and he reads badly, too, because we don't do 5 sets of 5. Heath, we don't do 5 sets of 5. Read it again, okay? Matthew Wojcik from Facebook. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Having dealt with mispronunciations of my name all my life, I'm particularly sensitive to his
They
plight.
mispronounce your name?
People always mispronounce my name. Rippetoe, they had the L. Rippetoe, Rippetoe. Just make 2 syllables instead of the required 3. Rippetoe. All right. So Matthew Wojcik, he'll call me, correct me if I did that wrong. After doing the program, what is a good next step for someone not looking to compete? Well, Matthew, there's a book called Practical Programming for Strength Training in its 3rd edition that has, now this, I don't know what he means by the program. Is that like after he gets through with all the advanced, the novice, intermediate, advanced phase?
He's asking if he should keep lifting. What should he do next?
What should he do next for someone not looking to compete? I don't know. I think maybe he wants to know after he's gotten strong on the novice, what does he do next? Well, you go to the intermediate programming as the book describes. We talked about this a couple of times. Yeah. Or if you just want to stop training, you could just, start playing badminton. That's a neat sport, kind of underappreciated sport. I remember one of the professors in the PE department at Midwestern used to be a badminton player. Very impressive. All right, this will be the last one. All right, here's Chris Northern asking from Facebook, what is a better way to judge a competition bench press to rid the sport of powerlifting of ridiculous circus arches? Well, that's an interesting question. I'm less concerned about the arches than I am some of the other aspects of the bench press and powerlifting. For example, if you have a rule that says that the shoulders and the butt must stay in contact with the bench, you're going to have a hard time with describing the extent to which you can arch on the bench. Some people have got a more extended lordosis and are going to have more air under their low back than others. If you just say, so you can't, in other words, you can't say that the whole back has to remain in contact with the bench. I think you let them arch. What you don't let them do is utilize the ridiculous IPF rule that the maximum legal grip in the bench press is 32 inches. We have all seen on the internet the videos of the little Russian girl who just takes it out with a wide grip. She's, 4'11", 97 pounds, and she just shrugs and unshrugs her shoulders, and the bar moves about an inch as a result of the shrugs, having not even unlocked her elbows. And according to the IPF rule book, that is a legal bench press. Well, that's foolish, and it is obvious that in powerlifting, the rules should be changed to make the bench press look like a bench press through all weight classes. And the easy way to do it is this. The head judge stops giving the press signal altogether. The press rule goes away. The pause rule goes away. But what comes into effect is the rule that the forearms must be vertical when the bar touches the chest. In other words, the grip should be narrowed to the point where everyone produces a vertical forearm at the bottom of the range of motion. And then you come back up without a heave. So you do a touch and go bench press with vertical forearms and no press participation no press signal from the head judge. The head judge just does the job of judging whether the forearms are vertical. It's up to the lifter to generate the correct grip to make sure that the press, the bench press, is done according to the rules of vertical forearms at the bottom of the movement pattern. And that fixes the whole thing. It turns the bench press back into the same movement for everybody, and if the girl can arch real high, let her arch. It's no big deal. But the problem is that a big arch coupled with short arms means that she's only moving the bar this far, and that's not a bench press. So the thing is, that's the easiest way to standardize the thing and completely correct the whole thing. Now, will that happen? See you next time on Ask Rip.